What is going on, guys? It's Wraith here, back with another video. Now in today's video, this video is going to be about helping people who choke a lot in Fortnite and either endgame, 1v1 scenarios, even creative, whatever the reason is. I'm going to try and help you guys figure out why you're choking and how to actually help it. I had a huge problem back when I first started playing Fortnite. I got super nervous every single time I 1v1 someone, like just even in a normal fight or right off spawn. I didn't have really good guns, or even when I got low, I got super nervous, and most of the time I ended up losing the fight. But I did a couple tips and eventually it helped me out, and now I'm pretty confident. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is confidence. And confidence is honestly the biggest key to stop choking in Fortnite. I think that's literally the #1 thing you got to remember. If you're not confident or you're nervous, you're probably going to lose. Now, for example, I'm going to use streamers right now. Is the reason streamers like win so much and kill so many people is because they know that they're unbelievable. Like people like Tfue, Mongrel, Ninja, whenever they fight someone, they're like, I'm literally unreal. Like I'm literally one of the best players in the world. I'm going to win this fight. Barely anyone's going to kill me, and I don't really care if I lose, but whatever. I'm most likely going to win this fight, right? So now, obviously, the people watching this video, and even me, you're not the best player in the world. I doubt you think you are, but if you do, you're definitely not the best player in the world. But something you can remember is I've played a lot of games. I've fought tons of people, and it doesn't really matter. I'm a good player overall. I know I can win these fights. So going with that kind of mentality that you're going to win, obviously you don't want to be overconfident because that's a bad thing. You don't want to go stupid shots or whatever like that. But if you go in with a confident kind of air, trust me, it will feel a lot better during the fight. Also, if you're nervous, like I kind of talked about, if you're nervous of getting sent back to the lobby, or you're nervous of getting embarrassed by someone or getting a crazy edit done on you, don't be. It's a battle royale game. It doesn't matter if you die. Literally, if you get sent back to the lobby, oh, what can you do? You literally start a game in another 5 seconds and you get sent back in. Unless you're in Champions League, then you have a couple minutes of queue times. But yeah, it doesn't really matter if you die. Like, don't worry about it. Don't think about it in that way. If you die, just learn it. Use it as a learning experience. Figure out what you did wrong and fix it. And also, kind of a way you can help this confidence thing and being more like calm and stuff is try different things. Now, what I mean about this is don't just be like a robot and try the same thing, build up for height, shoot down, blah, blah, blah. Try different things. Now, what I mean about that is try crazy edits. Try some, like a shot you wouldn't expect. Try sniping someone out of the air or shooting them out of the air. Try something that you normally wouldn't do. So that way, if you fail, it's okay. Nothing wrong happens. Again, if you die, it doesn't really matter. But if you hit that shot or you hit that edit, you're going to feel absolutely unbelievable. You're going to become more confident. You're going to know you can do it again, and you're going to try it again. Because if you've done it once, it just becomes way easier to do it again, and you just feel way more confident, right? So if people like Mongrel's a perfect example, I find. He tries those crazy edits, or he tries to play with people's minds when they're boxed up and do crazy retakes or whatever it is, right? He tries different things because he knows it doesn't matter if he dies. He knows that if he gets it, he's going to try it again and it's going to work, and he believes in himself more, but that kid's confidence kind of pretty high right now. But he knows that he can do it again, and he's going to start doing it again. And even if he fails, he knows that the more he does it, the more he practices it, it's going to start getting better, and he's going to start getting it more. And that kind of goes into my next thing, is the more you do something, the less nervous and the more confident you're going to be. Obviously, if you've only had like 10 games of Fortnite, you're probably going to be a little bit nervous when you fight someone, right? If you've had 1,000 games of Fortnite, you're going to be like, oh my god, I've played this game tons of time, I feel way more confident. And that the same thing goes for 1v1s. Like, if you fought thousands of people, you know that, like, you know how people act, you know how people play, you know how you play, you're probably going to be a little bit more confident than people who don't really play the game as much and don't have thousands of fights. Now that's kind of going back to the streamers one, is they don't get nervous anymore, like I said, because they've been, like, for example, Ninja, he has like, I think 100,000 games played or what, or no, something like that, some crazy number. Or 100,000 kills, that's what it was, something like that. And think about it, when he kills someone or he goes into a fight, he's like, I've literally killed 100,000 people. I don't really care if this guy beats me, and I don't think he's going to beat me because I'm one of the best players in this game. I know that I can win. He has that mentality, which I talked about up front, and he has that confidence going into the fight that he's going to win. So a couple things you can do about here is try and isolate where you're nervous or where you lack confidence. So for example, if it's 1v1s, So why do you lack confidence? Do you just not feel good? Have you not been in enough? Or do you just not feel like you're a good enough player to win? So things you can do to help that is play more aggressive. Try and W key kids, no matter what. Fight someone if you see it. The more fights you do, the better you're going to feel. Do some creative 1v1s. Those are probably the best way, like I said, to get more confidence doing 1v1, doing like fighting 1v1s in the actual game, is just by doing creatives. You're going to feel like it's a normal creative. And just try and have that mentality, oh my god, this is just another fight. Different guy, but probably with the same amount of skill as people I've been fighting, unless it's like you're fighting Mongrel or Tfue or something like that. He's probably not the best player in the world, something like that. And the more you fight 1v1s, the more you fight people, the better you're going to feel. Is it endgame? Like, do you struggle with rotations? Or what does you struggle with? Do you struggle with when 10,000 people are around you? Then there's a couple things you can do again there. You can do Storm Wars. You can even do Turtle Wars because there's a lot of pressure on you. Play more arena games, like stuff like that. Try and play a little bit more for placement so you can practice the end game instead of going for W keys. Play custom matches, like people's codes, so then you can't fight into the third zone, which will help you practice when there's a lot of people there. Is it in the World Cup? Like I said, if you get nervous in the World Cup, try and play in more tournaments. Try and play, again, more custom matches like that. You'll feel a little bit more confident going into big games, knowing that you've been in this scenario before. Even if you haven't won an end game yet in your entire life, if you've had 15, 25 end games, you're not going to feel that great. But if you've had 100 to 150 end games, even if you haven't won one, you're still going to be like, okay, I still generally know what to do. Like, I feel more confident. I've done this. I probably have a little bit more experience than some people in this lobby, right? So you just kind of got to isolate what it is in the game and figure out what you're actually nervous with. Again, is it box fighting? Like, do you struggle when you're boxed up and you're low health? Go into Turtle Wars. Ask a buddy if he can help you and play box fighting in creative, or try and box whenever you see someone and try and get them to break in and try and do those edits, or try and box fight him. Whatever it is, there's always ways you can practice it and do more, because like I said, the more you do something, the more confident you're going to feel, the less nervous you're going to feel, and the less times you're going to screw up. And once you start screwing, if you screw up, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Use it as a learning experience. So also, the last tip I'm going to give you, and this one's super important, is realize actually the importance of the game. If you get frustrated and you start to get mad that you lose, just think about what if this game's actually important. Are you playing in Champions mode in Arena? If you die, who cares? Like, if you lose 4 points, doesn't matter. It's not gonna, it doesn't affect your life. It doesn't mean you've lost $10 million, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. If you're playing pubs, there should be zero. You should not care if you die. Obviously, you can be a little bit frustrated if you think you should have won. But again, it doesn't matter. Obviously, there's times where games do matter, but even in a World Cup game, you can use it as a learning experience, and unless you're an absolute pro, you have a good chance at the World Cup, it doesn't matter if you lose. So you got to start realizing that unless you're in $1 million tournament, or you're in the World Cup, or in an actual like online tournament, like I said, the game probably doesn't matter as much as you're making it seem like it does. And it's okay to die. If you just have that problem with dying, it doesn't matter if you die. Like, I'm sorry to say, I know some of you guys would be like, well, Fortnite's my life, like, that's all I play. Well, honestly, if you think about it, it doesn't matter too much if you die. Now, like I said, obviously, if you're in a multi-million-dollar tournament or you're in a World Cup, it's a little bit different. But a thing you can do just to help boost your confidence and stop getting nervous. Now, obviously, pros still get nervous in million-dollar tournaments and stuff. But a lot of them, like Ghost Bizzle talked about how in the end game and stuff, he didn't even feel nervous at all. And the reason for that is because he just remembered how much he's practiced, how much he's grinded end game, how much he's played, how many times he's won games, how many times he's won end game. He's like, I know exactly what he said. I watched an interview on him, and he said that he just didn't feel nervous because he's been in this scenario so many times. Now, obviously, there's a little bit different variables. There's better players. It's a little bit more on the line. But if you think about it, it's the same thing. It's the same end game, same rotations. You still have the exact same skill, and you just got to remember how many hours and how much time you've actually put in this game, how much time you've practiced. Like, obviously, if you start worrying, you're like, oh my god, I'm not good enough good enough to win this game, but then you start remembering, man, I've played endgame thousands of times, I feel confident, I know what to do, then you're probably not going to get as nervous as you would if you just start panicking and stuff. So just try and keep calm, realize that you've been practicing for hours and hours and hours, and trust me, you will gain way more confidence and you won't get as nervous. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. I hope it did. If it did, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you comment down below a future video that you want to see. Make sure you use creator code Wraith-YT, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Bye.